sounds. This is my life. Let me be.
Hello everyone, today I have great pleasure to speak with Olivia MacDonell, and she's an intellectual athlete and she is now based in Texas. Hi Olivia, it's a great pleasure to have you in our group.
Hi, thank you so much for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be here.
So I really like your title, Intellectual Athlete. So can you share a little bit more, what do you do and something about your story?
Absolutely. So I'm the founder of a nonprofit called the Activation Project. I also have a podcast called the Activation Project. We activate your mind. So we help individuals to go through the process of what it means to truly know thyself. We go and look back at their life, at maybe the adverse childhood experiences that they've been through that could possibly be affecting their life today, that might be causing dysfunction. And we call that the process of activating your mind. Once they activate their mind, we give them the tools that they need to then take the information that they have learned back to their families and their friends so that they can help them to activate as well. And by activate, I mean to heal yourself from trauma and, you know, any trauma and dysfunction that you might be having in relationships, in work, in communications with others. And then as you start to do that, naturally you start leaning towards wanting to align with your true vocation, with your purpose, why you're here, because I believe that that's where you're going to find happiness and fulfillment. And then you tend to want to group together with people who are like-minded, who are also living their purpose and their dream. And so phase 3 is activate the world. And in that phase, we do workshops where we teach people permaculture, sustainable living, how to build earthship homes, how to work together in a loving community, because we believe that it takes a village to raise a child, you know. So the more activated members that you can have as your children grow, the better. And, you know, it would just be based on principles like do unto others as you'd have them do unto you, or like Ram Dass said, tell the truth, love everyone. Basic principles like that. I was born and raised in a religious sex cult known as the Children of God. Mm-hmm. And I went through some pretty traumatic things as a result. I really had no idea all of the things that had actually affected me and caused these traumas. And it wasn't until somebody showed me the ACE test, which is 10 questions that measures adverse childhood experiences. There's a direct correlation to the score you get on the ACE and how much dysfunction you have in your life. So if you score a 4 or higher, statistics show that you have 20% chance of suicide, 97% chance of being on antidepressants for the rest of your life, 50% chance of contracting cancer, chronic depression, anxiety, and the list goes on and on. So when I discovered that, and I personally scored an 8, which is almost the highest you can get, 8 out of 10, it was like a bomb went off in my brain. It was like, oh, wow, this is what's been wrong with me, because I just thought it was me. I thought it was some kind of like sociopath, because I couldn't connect to emotions. I didn't have empathy for people. I had so much anger inside of me. And so once I understood what was going on, I was able to find a solution. But as a child, I wasn't cool to be emotional, you know, so I spent my whole life creating this super ironclad shell around my heart. And I would just, the only emotion I would really show was anger and rage. I would fly off the handle, you know, if something would make me upset. And I just didn't have control over it. And I didn't know what to do about it. I had a friend contact me, and I had already been very interested in plant medicine. I listened to a lot of podcasts, Joe Rogan, Aubrey Marcus, all of these guys, you know, who'd been talking about plant medicine and the wonders that it does for people. So I had a friend who had been working with doing plant medicine journeys. He offered to do one with me. Mm-hmm. And so I agreed, and we sat down, and I told him my whole life story. And I started to talk about things that I was very ashamed of, things that I had been hiding, things that I was planning on taking to the grave with me. Things that like abortions, rapes, having cheated in most of my relationships, all of these things that are very shameful, and I just didn't want anybody to know about. And what I just have discovered since then is when you have all of these things that you're hiding, like especially because of shame,
Mhm.
shame turns into dishonesty because you can't be honest with others and you can't be honest with yourself. And that dishonesty turns into isolation, extreme isolation, which it's that feeling of just being lonely no matter how many people are around you because nobody knows who you really are, including yourself. And then after isolation and loneliness comes untoward stress.
Mhm.
And that untoward stress manifests itself in very strong emotions like rage, anger, fear, depression. Um, and then after that, it can turn into even more harmful things like cancer and autoimmune diseases. So once I was able to let out all of those things that I'd been carrying with me for so long, it was like a massive weight was lifted. And it was like I had found the key to unlock my mind. So that was the beginning of a very beautiful and challenging journey of recovery, recovering myself, who I was as a child, an empathetic, emotional being. And since then, I've worked with coaches and I've developed this program, and that's why phase one of activating your mind is to know yourself. Because once you truly know yourself, then you can accept yourself and then you can love yourself.
Mhm.
But you have to first understand yourself and why you are like you are.
Thank you for sharing your story. And you are founder of that project activation program. So can you share how long that takes? What is included?
Yeah, so the basis of the foundation is going to be the ACE test, which is those 10 questions that measures trauma in people.
Mhm.
So there are questions like, were you spanked? Did you witness violence in the household? Was there mental illness in the household? And this is from the ages of 18 on down.
Mhm.
Did anybody, family member, go to prison? Did you not have your basic needs met? Like, did you have to worry about food and clothing, stuff like that? Oh, did you have any sexual experiences with somebody 5 years older than you before the age of 18? So a lot of these things people don't know. They don't understand that those things can directly cause all of this dysfunction in your life. So I would recommend people, if they don't know, they might be like, why am I depressed? Why am I anxious? So usually when you have those symptoms of depression, anxiety, or even extreme procrastination where you just can't, you find yourself not being able to ever achieve your goals, you set goals and you just don't do them and you just can't seem to be moving forward, that's also a sign of a hyperactive and enlarged amygdala, which is a result of trauma. So we work with people who, usually score like a 3 or above on the ACE. And then just through education of understanding that. And then I've developed a 6-month program, which involves 3 guided journeys where we go back and we uncover all of these things in your life. And then 9 integration sessions where we do parts integration, which takes the parts inside of you, which can sometimes feel like, I call it internal civil unrest, where it's like one part of you wants this, but another part of you wants, like in the morning that your alarm goes off, you're like, I want to go get up early and go to the gym. There's a part of you that's like, no, can't do it. Just the parts that hold you back. So we integrate those parts, which is called the process of individuation by
Mhm.
Carl Jung, so that you can have eternal peace and you can be moving together as one solid unit forward.
And how for the people, Olivia, who might don't feel that they have that problem, or those emotions are deeper inside of subconscious, so they don't want to talk about it. They think everything is okay with my life, and once when they see these tests or take questions, it's wow, shocking. So how you actually prepare them that they feel still vulnerable, but at the same time confident that they want to go through this process with you?
To be honest, there's so many people out there that are that need help, and one of the qualifications is that they have the desire, right, to do the work. And so we'll usually ask them, are you willing to do whatever it takes? Like if I tell you to roll around on the ground, will you do it? You know, like, are you willing to do whatever it takes? The second question I ask is, are you prepared for your life to change? Because after this, there's no going back. Like you will literally change.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
And then the medium that we use, which is the MAPS protocol, what it does is it's a heart opener and it lowers inhibitions. It also blocks your amygdala so that you can't access fight, flight, or freeze. And because of that, the hippocampus lights up and all of these memories start flooding back. I thought I suffered from early onset dementia because I couldn't remember half of my life, which is a sign of trauma. When I did this journey, all of these memories came back. And since then, I've recovered almost all of my memories. I've even recovered memories when I was blacked out drunk. So it's very powerful for helping people because a lot of times they've suppressed memories, like so many that they don't know. So it's very, very helpful. And this year, what I found is that it's better just to offer it, to invite people to it. And then when they're ready, they'll come.
And for the people who are watching this video and who are ready or who feel desire, how people can enroll in your program and learn more about how that can transform their lives.
Yes, we have a website, which is theactivationproject.com. You can go on there and find out a little bit more about us, and my podcast as well, The Activation Project, which is on all the platforms. My first guided journey is on there. The first one I ever did, where I come out and talk about all of this stuff in my past, so people can hear what it's like to do one of those journeys.
So you mentioned that something will be between Christmas and New Year, something which.
Oh, right. So because we're a nonprofit, we appreciate funding from people. So we do a buy one, get one. So you can purchase a package of the journeys for yourself and then gift one to somebody of your choosing. You can help support us by giving us donations so that we can help other people who can't actually afford the therapy. We have a long list of people who are waiting to get help, and we need funding for that. So we appreciate any and all help in any ways. If you can refer people, if you can donate your time, donations, money, equipment, anything that you can help with is big help.
Thank you for sharing that. I encourage all people to participate as much as they can. And you mentioned so how big is your team, and who are the people who are with you, who are helping you with this project?
So I have a partner named Christina. Her story is quite interesting too. She's the co-host on my podcast. She was kidnapped when she was 2 and taken to Murder Mountain in California. She is a high performance coach. She is a master practitioner in timeline therapy, hypnotherapy, NLP, completion process. She has a lot of experience under her belt. She takes care of the integration sessions. I have another amazing coach. Her name is Autumn Acosta. She's a nurse. So she uses her talents and skills to help me in my journey. So she's usually assisting me there. I also have Heather Harton. She is a yoga instructor and a high performance coach as well. She does integration too. And then Angela Sparks is coming onto our team. She's also a master practitioner.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Congratulations. You already have an amazing team. I really like what you do. Olivia, thank you so much for sharing your journey, for being vulnerable. I wish you all the best in this year, upcoming years. And, I'm happy that you find what do you want to do and how you want to help other people to be where you right now. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.